Hey there, I'm a typical American. I'm here to protect the Constitution, using my First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, to protect my Second Amendment rights, the right to bear arms, and specifically assault weapons. Now, let's get to talking.
I'm a concerned citizen in the United States because now that it's been put on the table that lawmakers want to ban assault weapons. I've studied this topic and the sides to each story, and I don't agree with banning assault weapons, and I'm here to speak my mind. I want to first talk about it being our Second Amendment right in the Constitution. Some say that the Second Amendment was put in for hunting right. Now, in the time the Constitution was written, if you didn't hunt, you didn't survive. You hunted for your food. Now, hunting's become more casual activity, and it's seen that that is what our amendment is for. That is not what it's for. It was originally put into place to fight tyranny and to have a last line of defense against tyranny for stopping your government. Colonists just came from Great Britain that was a more hands-on government that they didn't like. That's why we left and started a new country. Now, it was there to fight tyranny, and then it also became a deterrent against foreign invasion. In World War II, when Pearl Harbor happened, the Emperor of Japan gained a lot of confidence in his military and sent a commander to scout out and make a plan to invade the mainland of the United States. Now, I have his quote right here. The commander came back and said, "You cannot invade the mainland of the United States. There would be a rifle behind every blade of grass." And when he says that, he's not referring to the military, he's referring to the civilian army. And that deterred their invasion. Also, people are saying the Second Amendment doesn't apply to assault weapons because when it was written, they didn't even know what an assault weapon was. Now, in that case, that is not very fair to say, because to say the Second Amendment only allows some guns but not others is to say that you can practice some religions but not others. To say you could be Catholic but not Jewish. That's just lunacy. A lot of people don't understand assault weapons. They don't understand the definition. Now, an assault weapon is a semi-automatic weapon. A lot of people confuse an assault weapon with a fully automatic machine gun. These are semi-automatic assault weapons. Assault weapon is actually not the correct name used for them, but it is most common now. These are sporting rifles that have a tactical purpose. They're military variants. They look like a military style weapon. They don't have the same functions in many cases. If you look, a weapon like this is an airsoft version. A weapon that looked like this would be illegal right now. It has a lot of illegal features like a silencer, a grenade launcher. And if it was fully automatic, it would be illegal. So, assault weapon, in theory, if this was a real weapon, would be illegal. There has also been an assault weapon ban in place since 1934, which a lot of people don't know. That is why a lot of people think that should be banned, because they believe someone could just mow down an entire crowd with a fully automatic machine gun. Which, in theory, you could if you had a fully automatic machine gun. Here's an example of a machine gun on automatic fire. Now, what we really have is semi-automatic weapons. That was fully automatic. This being a close replica to what we just saw, in his example, is you hold down the trigger and it fires until you're out of ammo. In reality, a semi-automatic weapon on semi-automatic fire, with each trigger pull, one bullet. So you have to keep doing that to shoot. In the example we saw, all he had to do was hold down the trigger and it just kept firing. That's illegal already. Assault weapons are also great for competitive shooting. Very accurate, very technologically advanced, very customizable. They have different some have different stock sizes you can change to fit your personal build, and they're easier to fire. A lot of people enjoy them. I'd like to move on to economically, why it would be a poor decision to ban assault weapons. Assault weapons actually produce 184,000 jobs, and not just poor jobs or mechanical jobs. It's nothing like that. These jobs are $45,000 a year kind of jobs. To get rid of that many jobs that are well-paying jobs is absolutely silly to me. I mean, we obviously have an unemployment problem. Our economy is not where it has been. To get rid of those jobs would definitely hurt us. And then there were some changes that were being made to the Second Amendment, and people were changing the bill not to think about banning all of the assault weapons, banning features, like attachments. When I think about attachments, to ban a grip, this is a pistol grip, and this on its own, not very deadly, throw it, I mean, maybe that would hurt someone. To add this to the assault weapon here, this, in theory, under some changes in the new bill that's being put in, to add this attachment would make this illegal. Now, I don't understand why. I mean, it would not add any more lethalness to this rifle. Maybe it would add some control, but, I mean, without it, you have basically the same control. It's other changes, they would think magazine size. When you look at 30-round magazines, people say that's way too many. You would never need 30-round magazines for anything. Look at that and say that they want to bring them down to 10 rounds per magazine. There's no real upside to that. I mean, maybe you could slow down reload time if someone was trying to use this weapon for evil and trying to massively shoot people. In the case of someone having to reload 10-round magazines, if you watch me here, I'll use a pistol just to be quicker, also airsoft. To take a magazine, drop it and put in a new magazine, that was a slow one and that didn't take very long. If you go quickly, it's not much of a hassle just to have smaller magazines. To have a larger magazine, I mean, maybe it helps a little more if you're trying to have more ammunition at one time, but obviously it's not much of a difference. Also, I'd like to hit why it doesn't make sense. When you look at the size of the bullets that are most commonly used in assault weapons, that's the .223 caliber. That's what's used in most AR-15s and a lot of other platforms such as that. Looking at how small this cartridge is, relatively, that's the cartridge, and this is the actual bullet that is being fired. Now, this would be banned, but under an assault weapon ban, a weapon such as this wouldn't be. Now, this is just a typical bolt-action sniper rifle, airsoft. Obviously not a 50 cal, but just to prove the point, I brought out a 50 cal. This is a 50 caliber bullet, which would be used in a bolt-action sniper rifle, not banned under an assault weapon ban. This would be the .223 we brought out earlier. Just to bring up the size, the entire cartridge of the .223 is the same as the size of the bullet for the 50 cal. After looking at the different cartridge sizes, you also could compare them to a shotgun shell. Now, shotgun, less propellant than an assault weapon, but if this is filled with a slug, which could be done, the slug would be almost the entire size of the cartridge, just like the 50 cal bullet was. And when looking at a shotgun, this shotgun would be perfectly fine under any attachment laws or any laws put into place to ban assault weapon or assault features. Now, looking at this shotgun, this one would be banned. Same function, same shells possibly, but because of this grip, this pistol grip, this would be banned under an assault feature ban. So it doesn't make sense to get rid of something so much smaller and still leave something that much, I guess, deadlier in the market. So it doesn't make sense socially in that idea. And then a lot of these mass shootings have been done by crazy people or people with some kind of mental disease or something wrong with them. Now, to get rid of assault weapons or to stop the law-abiding citizens from having them is to still leave these weapons available for these either crazy people or just bad, evil people that are trying to get their hands on the weapons. These criminals are still going to get the weapons, and there's no real defense against them if you take the weapons out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. It's also a very slippery slope. As soon as you get rid of an assault weapon, you can make it easier to get rid of, say, a semi-automatic handgun or bolt-action rifles. Eventually, getting rid of all of the weapons and reducing national defense by getting rid of your defense against foreign invasion or tyranny. It's just not an intelligent move. I'd also like to talk about false statistics. A lot of people have said that assault weapons are used to kill more people than anything, or they're the #1 killer. Now, if you actually take the time to look up what's going on and what these statistics, and you really take time to check, actually assault weapons don't kill very many people. In fact, looking at the FBI statistics, knives, I chose a hunting knife, and even like screwdrivers or sharp stabbing objects have killed more people in the last year than assault weapons have. Also hammers, other weapons that you really wouldn't expect, have killed more people this year than assault weapons. Now, I mean, that's a shocking statistic to most, but really it's just easier to carry a weapon like this or a weapon like this, and a lot easier to get your hands on at this point because assault weapons are expensive and not practical in a situation involving a murder or a robbery. I know I heard a lot of people were worried about muggings or people mugging people with assault weapons, airsoft. And it would not be practical for someone to run up in an alleyway with an assault weapon and ask to steal your money. It would be much more practical to have a knife, easier to conceal, easier to carry, and so to ban assault weapons is really not taking away any of the crime or the mass shootings that are happening. There hasn't been any facts or anything that has proven that that would help anything. So all we can really do at this point is discuss new ideas on how to solve this problem. Some have argued that having more weapons would stop this violence by having more civilians that are law-abiding armed. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I just think that there could be better ideas thrown around. I don't think taking away assault weapons is the right answer, though. And to have people targeting assault weapons is wild and crazy, in my opinion. I think that we cannot let this happen. It is our civilian right to have these weapons, and we should not let it be infringed upon, as said in the Constitution. That's why at this point you should act now, call your congressman, call your lawmakers, and they're paid to listen to us. They are in office to serve our best interest. And you need to call them, notify them, tell them that you do not want any assault weapon, ban any kind of law to go through to limit your rights. Thank you.
And this is America. In America, we have freedom. This here assault weapon. Hooked them in World War II. Not good right there. We got trucks. Turn that camera off.
There's a kid sitting alone. I think it might be a little creepy, but I'm going to try it. Hey, can I ask you a question quick?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
Alright, I want you to define assault weapons. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, like the guns in Call of Duty.
Yes, like the guns in Call of Duty. Can you define, what do you think an assault weapon is?
Well, a fully automatic gun, I guess. Like an assault rifle, I guess. If that makes sense.
No, not exactly. That's what a lot of people think, though. Thank you.
Y'all know who you dealing with? A Malibu Smoke's wanted, y'all. Kid Car ain't got nothing on me! Ah! Damn, these special effects is the bomb.